Braille Screen Input is a feature in VoiceOver that allows you to type Braille with your fingers on the screen. I think it is especially useful if you're not using a Braille display. iOS 18 has made it a whole lot better, with more feedback, more gestures, and stuff like that. So here are some tips I have gathered while practicing Braille Screen Input. First, let me get out of Braille Screen Input because I'm still in it. Let me get out.
Stopping Braille Screen Input.
There we go. And I'll tell you how I did that in just a little bit.
Batteries. Carmen.
And you're going to be quiet, VoiceOver, because it's rude to talk over someone. Anyways, you can start Braille Screen Input in two ways. Both require VoiceOver to be enabled, obviously. The first way is to use the rotor to navigate to it. If you used Braille Screen Input in previous versions of iOS that are not 18, you will be familiar with this, because that's how we did it before. Now there's a new gesture. Spoiler alert! But anyway, not really spoiler alert because now everybody can update to iOS 18. But anyway, let's do this. And for this, you will need to add Braille Screen Input to your rotor in settings. And if you don't know how to do that, let me know in the comments and I will reply to you and tell you exactly how to do it, because I have done adding stuff to your rotor, to my rotor, 100 million times. Anyway, we are going to use our handy dandy little rotor to navigate to Braille Screen Input.
Characters. Braille Screen Input.
Now, I learned in a guide on AppleVis that you should have Braille Screen Input like towards the top of your rotor. The best place is after characters, so it'll stay exactly where it is. I do not remember who wrote that guide, but I will have a link to it in the description below. So anyways, I will have to get out of Braille Screen Input because I'm about to show you a new gesture in iOS 18. So let me get out of it.
Stopping Braille Screen Input.
And I'll tell you that in just a minute. The second way to enter Braille Screen Input is to use the new activation gesture that was added in iOS 18, which is double tap the top and bottom of edges of your screen at the same time. I recommend having your VoiceOver sounds on, especially if you're learning this gesture, and I'll tell you why. Now, if you usually have your VoiceOver sounds on, and you want to go to like your notification center or your control center or your home screen or app switcher, you're going to hear these little sounds as you're swiping up or down. Like, let's pretend we're going home even though we're already home. So listen. Did you hear those little sounds? If not, let me know in the comments. So you would have heard those little sounds. So you'll hear
Dock, Safari.
Not that.
Double tap to open.
Well, you might as well hear it. You might actually hear that because, VoiceOver. But you'll hear like something like, you'll hear
phone. Double phone. Phone.
VoiceOver.
Double tap to
Be
open.
quiet. You know that little sound as you're starting to swipe up or down. And that's how you know that you're on the edge. So you're going to have to locate those on the top and the bottom. Now what I do, since I already know where those edges are, I'm going to just double tap them without just tapping on an edge to hear the sound. So boop boop.
Braille Screen Input.
There we go. And now we're in Braille Screen Input. So we can type and do all that fun stuff that we want to do. And there's a new little thing in iOS 18 that I'm going to tell you about later. So get ready. And I will try to have chapters in the description so that you can click to different parts of the video. So if you do not want to hear the rest of this, or you're just super excited to hear the new thing, go ahead, click to it. Anyway, here's an important tip that I have, and it's very, very, very important, so listen up. Calibrate your dot positions often for the best accuracy. So for iPads and iPhones, it's different. Now, I would show you on my iPad, but it's not screen recording. I probably could, but I think this one I can just explain it to you. But on iPads, you need to double tap where you want all the dots to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the same time, and you need to double tap like you're trying to enter 2 full cells, but you're trying to do it quickly. So, and I think that it would be the same if you're using 8-dot Braille, but if you don't have to press dot 7 and 8 when you're doing 8-dot Braille to calibrate, let me know in the comments, and I apologize for that. I don't usually do 8-dot Braille. I was just making an inference. Anyway, on iPhones, which I'm about to show you right away, whenever I'm done telling you this, tap where you want dots 4, 5, and 6 first, then dots 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to get ready to calibrate. So I'm going to put my phone where the screen is away from me, and because I'm in screen away mode, and I'm going to press 4, 5, and 6 first at the same time, and then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And the rhythm, it's like boop, boop. Like
Dot positions calibrated.
Like
Dot positions calibrated.
boop, boop.
Dot positions calibrated.
It's like a heartbeat type rhythm. So, and there's a little sound to let you know, hey, I'm calibrated. Now type. No, it's just telling you that it's calibrated. I'm just being weird. Anyway, when I type with Braille Screen Input, I use screen away mode on my iPhone and tabletop mode on my iPad. Why, you may ask? Because I find those easier. I tried tabletop mode on my iPhone, but I was not very accurate with it. I found myself to be more accurate in screen away mode on my iPhone, and that's nice, and it's also not too hard to hold it. Now, for my iPad, I have tried screen away mode, and my iPad is not an iPad mini or anything like that. It's just an iPad, so it's kind of big. So it's kind of hard to hold in screen away mode, in my opinion. And its case has a little handle on it, so that makes it even harder. But if I took the case off, it might just slip in my hands, and I don't want that to happen. Anyways, please let me know in the comments if I'm not alone with how I prefer to type in Braille Screen Input, because I'm curious to see if I am not alone. Anyways, you can exit Braille Screen Input in 2 ways. Are we in Braille Screen Input? I'm just gonna try to calibrate. No, actually I'm gonna just swipe left. Oh, we are. Okay. So that's nice. It's not like, oh, you're not like doing anything. I'm just gonna go away. If it does after like a certain time, then let me know in the comments, but I don't think it does. The first way to exit is moving away from it with the rotor. Again, we're familiar with it if we've used it before. And I say we because that's me. So we're going to move away from it with our handy dandy little rotor that I use every single day.
Stopping Braille Screen Input.
Okay, and now I have to show you another way, so I'm going to go back into it. So I'm going to use my rotor again.
Braille Screen Input.
The second way to exit is a new gesture. What? Gesture. Added in iOS 18, and that gesture is to pinch the screen. If you've played the game A Blind Legend, you know exactly what I mean. You know how to pinch that screen. And if you use like Zoom, like visual Zoom, not the meetings, but like Zoom, like if you want to zoom the screen, I think you use that as well. but I may be wrong because I'm completely blind. I don't use stuff like that. In other words, if you don't know how to pinch the screen, it's sliding 2 fingers in the opposite direction. So you're going to have 2 fingers on the screen. Can you do it this way?
Characters.
Oh,
Stopping
yeah.
Braille screen input.
Oh, you can do it anyway. Never mind. Okay. So,
Phone. Edit. Button.
what in the world? Get out of
Batteries.
there.
Carmen's iPhone.
Shush. Okay. Sorry.
Carmen's iPhone. 61% charged. Dock. Safari.
I'm
Double
having
tap to
trouble.
open.
No, 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 no. Go away.
Google. Link banner. Calendar. Friday, September 20th. Dock. Safari. Double tap to open. Web dialog. Try more
Go away.
Carmen. Screen. Dock. Safari. Double Safari. Braille screen input.
Finally! After 100 million centuries. Okay. Sorry. So we're going to try to exit again. So we're going to have 2 fingers on our screen. And we're going to slide them in the opposite direction. Just pinch like.
Actions.
There
Activate.
we go.
A blind legend. Swipe right with 2 fingers to launch. Stopping Braille screen input.
Yeah, if you play the game A Blind Legend, you will know that to pinch this to protect yourself with your shield, you need to pinch the screen and hold it, but you don't have to hold it to exit Braille screen input. iOS 18 added a new command mode to Braille screen input. This was the new thing that if you were super excited about, you could go ahead and click to. That was the new thing I was talking about earlier. And this one I think is super cool. So, iOS 18 added a new command mode to Braille screen input, which allows you to use Braille display commands with Braille screen input, which is super useful if, for example, you don't have your Braille display or your Braille display is dead. So to enter command mode, you will first need to enter Braille screen input,
Characters. Braille screen input.
then swipe left or right with 3 fingers. Now, let's pretend a very, very sad story. Your Braille display, its battery has reached 0%. It is dead, and you cannot use it because it's dead. So we're going to enter command mode. Because you have Braille screen input, there is no need to panic. I prefer my Braille display. That's why I say there's no need to panic. It's like, I'm like, no, whenever my Braille display dies. Anyway, we are going to enter command mode with a 3-finger swipe to the right. And you don't have to do swipe to the right. You can do swipe to the left. But I'm right-handed, so I tend to do things to the right. Whenever I can. Let's do this.
Command mode. Enter chords to activate Braille display commands. Swipe with 1 finger to adjust the rotor.
Now, let's pretend that we want to turn VoiceOver speech off. Like we want to actually turn it off and navigate without it. So we're going to press, not navigate without VoiceOver itself, because then we can't use Braille screen input. Ugh. Then we're just navigating without the speech. So we're going to press M or dots 1, 3, 4. Because on a Braille display you would normally do space with M, but here you're just going to do the M.
Speech off.
See? Easy. And to turn it back on, you do the same thing.
Speech on.
And so I don't know how to do commands that use enter or backspace with Braille screen input. I don't think you can, but if you can, tell me in the comments. And thank you in advance. And I'll have to do some more research on that. But anyway, let's get out of command mode. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a 3-finger swipe to the left. But you don't have to do that. You can do it to the right. You can do it either direction. It doesn't matter. So
Braille entry.
There we go. Now, throughout this video, you may have heard little sounds. Because iOS 18 also added new sounds to Braille Screen Input that I don't remember hearing in iOS 17. Maybe it was because I didn't have my VoiceOver sounds on, usually whenever I was using iOS 17. But maybe they weren't there to begin with. So, to hear them in action, you will need to have your VoiceOver sounds on. And I do, so that you can hear them. And I've started using my sounds more because it makes my experience better. But anyway, to preview those sounds, go to Settings, then Accessibility, then VoiceOver, then Audio. Like you would preview any other VoiceOver sounds. There are also haptics for supported devices, like iPhones. And remember, haptics are vibrations. If you have any questions about this, feel free to comment. And if you notice that I did something like incorrectly or something like that, that you want to correct, be nice about it, please. And you can just put it in the comments, because I'm still learning too. I'm just giving you guys some tips that I've gathered. But anyways, since I'm in Braille Screen Input, I'm going to stop recording with Braille Screen Input. So,
Command mode. Enter chords to activate Braille display commands.
What
Swipe
in the
with
world?
one finger to adjust the rotor.
I didn't even mean to do that. I was going to, but did it just do that automatically? Or did I accidentally do the command? Anyway, we're going to go to Control Center.
Control center. Airplane mode. Alarm. Button. Quick note. Button. Selected. Screen recording. Button.